Monstieur Mix, a show where we take something nice and pretty and turn it into something dark and gritty. I wonder what the artists have in mind this week.
Alright, what is up, guys? Today is another Monster Mix episode. Today we are discussing the Nautilus from 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Joining me today are...
Hello, my name is Amir Alam, and I am a concept artist and illustrator living in Las Vegas, Nevada. Currently I freelance a lot for Hitbox, and we do a lot of cool stuff. And my commissions are open, I guess. But hello.
Shameless.
I'm trying. I gotta get that moolah.
Hi, everybody. My name's Crum. I'm a comic book author and illustrator based in Mexico. And that's all I got today. I got it's Sunday, bro. I got nothing.
That's alright. That's alright. What's the juice? Give us the juice.
Yeah.
Randy, you look high.
Hey.
You look like you smoked the doobie.
Yeah, really tired. Oh yeah, I'm Randy Taroni, and I'm a freelance concept artist and illustrator, and I do lots of work for lots of different kind of clients all around the world. So that's it for today.
Worldly Randy.
That's all. Yeah.
And
I mean, freelancers work for people all over the world. That's the way.
Oh yeah, if you're digital, right?
Internet.
Where would your picture go? There you are. And I'm J.R. Coffin. I'm the host of the show. I've been running Monstieur for, I don't know, a long time now.
2 years now.
Is it 2 years? Holy crap. I'm primarily a creature artist. I specialize both in creature art and dark art, and I like meeting new people, so I started this show, and yeah, that's it. Thanks for joining us. And yeah, what do we got? How'd you guys like working on your Nautilus for this go? Are you guys familiar with 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea?
Yeah, seen it.
I'm partially familiar, but my introduction to the Nautilus was with League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Same.
Yeah.
That's where most of my knowledge of Captain Nemo and the Nautilus originally came from, and then I read a little bit about it. I read part of the novel, but I didn't have enough time to finish it. But I kind of got I did an in-depth reading about what the Nautilus had and like what happened to it in the end and stuff like that. So like,
what does it have? Because I wanted to do more, but I literally had a day.
well, it's the way I read it and the way I interpreted it is that it's almost like a biome of sorts. Like it's a submarine, but it's so massive that it allows Captain Nemo to have he has the library with 12,000 books, something like that, and it has these really lush living quarters. It has a variety of instruments that people can play and stuff like that. It's a very it's a place where you could potentially live for quite a while, which I found interesting. It seems much more like some kind of moving sea station.
Okay.
Rather than just a submarine, and I like the idea that it had a kind of like a swordfish type head. That much is described in the book, where it can actually He can actually pierce through the hulls of ships. I thought that was like it's like one of his primary forms of attack is just sinks ships that way. And I thought that was pretty interesting. But yeah, it's a very it's like, I mean, that novel just by that description is pretty much ahead of its time.
When did it? When did the novel come out? Are you familiar?
Oh
It's a
god,
Victorian. No.
I think so. Yeah.
What? Really?
I'm just fucking
1900, like turn of the century.
That is crazy.
I'm just Google it because
1872.
1872.
That is crazy.
It says.
I'm
So
impressed.
that's before any U-boats or anything were ever made, right? That's
Mhm.
before
Yeah.
any
Yeah.
kind of submarine technology was ever invented.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Oh, on the wiki it says 1870. 2 years off.
That's impressive because I mean, if that ship was to go against that technology, it'd be like like submarine technology seemed
this
like
movie, yeah,
like an alien, like alien tech, right?
yeah.
In
The novel
1870.
was originally serialized from March 1869 through June 1870. So that's
Jeez.
actually what. That's 19th century, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
Late Victorian era.
Yeah, I knew it was like somewhere within the Victorian era, but that's just like just to give you an idea of how ahead of its time it was.
Mm.
Yeah. I was talking.
That's like that's so old. That was during the Civil War. Like right when it was
That's crazy.
like right after it or something.
I was talking
Right at the
about
end of
I was talking to my buddy the other day about like science and imagination and like kind of what comes first. Like are we kind of tuned into this thing? Like I don't know. Are we tuned into some other weird energy that like people with imagination like something happening there? Is that because so many things that humans imagine end up coming to fruition?
Yeah.
Like, or is it just within the spectrum? Like what's happening first, the chicken or the egg?
Yeah.
Like
Elon.
that's-
Oh, go ahead.
That'd be like psychers in Warhammer 40K universe. They're gifted people that just had these like kind of like X-Men, where they have just like a random genetic alteration that makes them able to access the warp, which is a different dimension of power that no one else has, but they do. You know what I mean? Like this power that no one else can sense, like a sixth sense.
Yeah.
Kanji
Totally.
Man in the chat says, "I can't wait for you to discover H.G. Wells." Yeah, I'm going to do a little research after this. I believe there were some primitive experiments with submarines in the American Civil War. I think so too. I know, like Old Ironsides was kind of like an in between kind of boat. It was kind of like a weird boat, and yeah. But you're talking about the psychers and whatnot. Outside of that, I did a little research. I found out, I don't know, like some random Google, that people that are creative, people that are artists, actually have more white and gray matter in their cerebellum. It's like a known fact.
Same with compulsive liars.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting. What a trip.
Because compulsive liars, they have to always create,
Yeah, like they're
Great
missing a
stories.
piece. They're like missing a piece. I need a story. Like I got this imagination, but like the wrong trajectory, horrible trajectory.
That's fascinating, dude. Have you done DMT?
I've thought about it. I want to do it. Definitely want to.
You're halfway there. And then you change your last name to Rogan, and then you can be JR. Oh, you are JR.
Yeah.
Wow. All that's missing is DMT, and you're ready
Yeah.
to transcend.
HD in the chat says the Hunley, but similar efforts had been made in the 18th century. The Hunley, huh? I'm gonna have to.
Educate us, chat.
Condyman says Amir doing nothing for people's imposter syndrome.
It's true. I'm killing you, James. I'm glad you don't have it.
Like, what is that again? What is impossible? Like, where you're like in a place, like you've made an achievement, but you don't think you deserve it, right?
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is, right?
It's the idea that your success is not deserved.
Yeah.
You somehow that you're a hack.
Yeah,
So-
because you'll never be Joe Rogan. You could only be J.R. Coffrin. But that's better.
No, I have that. I have that syndrome. It's there.
GR syndrome.
I have the imposter syndrome.
I kind of have it, but I use it to my advantage. Like, whenever somebody likes my art, I just go, ha ha, I fooled them. I'm not really good, but you got tricked. It's all an illusion.
Got him.
Anyway, you guys want to get into some art? I think I'm ready. Like, we're enough rambling about silly stuff. Let's.
Yeah, honestly, I'm really glad that Kanji's in the chat. I wish he was on the show itself, because he probably knows more about 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea than most.
He probably knows more than all of us combined.
Yeah.
Hey,
he is pretty knowledgeable.
Beats Factory.
Amir.
Beats Factory says you looks like Son Gohan.
I'm Goku hair. Let's go.
Who's Son Gohan? He's a beard too. Does Son Gohan?
He's really got a lot of extra of that stuff in the brain, you know.
Yeah.
He's really special.
What's Son Gohan?
Yeah.
Son Gohan is Goku's
He's
son.
very special.
Oh, got it.
Remember, he's got that hidden power where he can just like become like infinitely stronger at certain times.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that all Saiyans
that's-
basically?
That's Amir.
Through the sheer power of will. My hair just. This is where my power level is. It's all up here. That's why I'm so smart.
It is.
You do have very unique hair, that's for sure. I don't think I've ever met anybody that has hair like that. That's very thick hair. A lot of hair. Thick hair and a lot of hair.
You're like the Egyptian Samson.
Yeah.
Wait, was Samson? Was it Samson?
Samsung, yeah, like the Korean.
Yeah.
That's what. You know,
Yeah, that guy.
Egyptian, but it did the Egyptian one.
Yeah.
All right,
Actually, it's kind of getting kind of Rodney. What's that guy, Rodney King?
Oh, yeah.
The guy.
What?
Kinda,
No, that's not Rodney King,
it's-
bro. You maniac.
No, I mean
That's
Donkey.
that's Don King, bro.
Don
Yeah.
King. That's right, Don King.
Jesus.
Sorry,
Donkey?
Yeah, Donkey.
Don King.
You know Donkey. Yeah, from Shrek. You remember that? Hey, let's show Samsung and Delilah. That's what
I'm sure the young people in the chat will know exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah.
All right.
All the Zoomers.
Who wants to share first? I'll leave it up to you guys. Raise your hand. Actually, who in the chat would you like to see first? Anybody? I'll give you guys a 10 count. Or we're just going to choose one.
We'll wait for chat.
Yeah, let's wait for chat.
Yeah, come on, chat.
Let's wait for the votes. They're picking favorites.
Oh, hey, that's Ed in the chat.
Oh shit!
Nice to see you, dude.
Yeah, Ed, were you planning to join us? What was happening there? Like, I don't even remember, man. I had some stuff happen, and I was like, I don't even know who we had for the show. Like, except
My Amir's gonna go.
Whoa. Am I?
okay, they want a mirror.
Yeah.
HD chose a mirror. You're up, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's
It has
democracy.
been decided. I need a turban so I can be Captain Nemo.
Yeah, I mean, grab it out of the closet. Let's go. Let's do that.
Actually, after my design, I just might grab a towel.
Okay.
All right. Let's share this screen. There's Randy. Hi, Randy.
Yeah. Hi.
Double Randy. What's better than one Randy?
Oh shit. One Amir. What's up?
Hell
Let's
yeah.
go.
DM. Sick burn.
2-6. Where's Andrew when you need him?
All right, Amir,
This hair
take
is
us on
too
this
high.
the journey of your Nautilus redesign.
All right. So I decided that I was just thinking about the Nautilus, and I wanted to come up with something interesting. So I sat on it for like 3 days, and then the idea came to me like in flashes of imagery. Instead of the Nautilus being a submarine that goes under the waves of the ocean, I wanted to make a submarine that travels through the waves of the dunes of like the Sahara Desert, and it pierces through the dunes like a fine blade. It just cuts through the sands, and the head of it is a sword that like is heated, and it just like melts the sand as it goes through, and it can submerge. Um, and I thought a little bit more about it, and I thought there's a lot of juice there, because now that it's the dunes of the Sahara Desert, and this thing goes under the dunes, it could have like Anubis themes. So then I decided, yeah, the people of the region would think of this subterrane, and they would just think that it was this Anubis's chariot to hell. So that's kind of what I wanted the design to be. Let me actually see if I can pull up other sketches now that I have the power of the screen. um, let me.
Could you zoom in?
Yeah, could you make the window a little bigger too?
Yeah.
I mean, there.
Like, see a close up of those designs.
So, yeah, that's like my ideation. I actually didn't even settle on a design. I had all of this done. Whoops, that's too far. I had all of this done, and I didn't know what to pick, so I decided I would just like take all of the variations and make little scenes out of them, just so that it would help me pick whichever design I wanted. And this is so bad for the process, but it was fun nonetheless.
No, why do you do that?
Hmm?
Does that help set the mood for the actual like design for you?
For me personally, why I jumped into the scene before I solidified the design?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's because a lot of the elements on the ship was they had different compositional utility of it. Like, if you think about the ship going through the dunes, the sand dunes, this would look very different than like this going through the sands. So I had to decide, like, here you can see in this little sketch I did, I really liked the circular array of shovels.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, like they're like teethy, you know, and that would look like it's going through the dunes a lot differently than like something sleeker like the one on the left that I ended up going with.
Mm-hmm.
And I couldn't decide whether I wanted like a lot of shovels looking like big scary hands, or if I just wanted something sleek and mysterious like the obelisk from 2001 Space Odyssey. So since I couldn't decide, I just jumped straight into shots, and I thought might as well just figure it out. Oh, this one was probably my favorite shot that I didn't use. For obvious reasons, I couldn't use it, but it was in my head, so I had to just draw it out.
It was like first breaching the sand, about to breach.
Yeah, it's like the horns, Anubis's ears, they like breach first, and there's this horseman running away, and he's getting chopped in half in the background there.
Oh, that's cool, dude.
Yeah.
Really cool.
Just like coming after him, and then I guess this shot had a lot of potential for a while. Kudos to James Starking, because he does that black bar thing and then fucking breaches the frame. That's he does that really well, like all the time, and I decided I might give it a shot because he's inspirational.
Well, it's a nice effect. It's
Right.
I mean,
It is.
Star King uses it, but he didn't like invent it or anything. So
What?
Pops out.
Don't you put my man down?
no.
He invented it.
Okay, he invented it.
He invented it.
We all love our Star King. We all love our Star King, but
Fuck yeah.
He
Star King for life.
yeah.
That's fake news, James.
What's that?
I said that's fake news, James.
Fake news.
What?
Yeah.
Fake news is back.
Oh, fuck. We thought it was over.
It's back.
Biden killed it. No, it returns.
All right, so
Okay.
so
I love these, dude. These are great.
yeah, these are all
Yeah.
nice, man.
I appreciate it.
These are all very similar though. Tell us like what you're doing right here.
Oh, here, for the first two, it was just playing with size, and then for this bottom center one, I was playing with different parts, like from these original sketches.
Oh yeah, the shovel knobs that are on it. Yeah.
Yeah, the shovel knobs and seeing like what's better, the sleek or the shovel knob. Is it bigger? Is it smaller? And I generally like to keep my progress so that I can always like just look at it without turning on and off a layer like bootleg.
Mm-hmm.
So when I do things and you see repeated images, it's generally me just like changing one major compositional element or two and then seeing how
That's
that
a really
works.
good idea. Is that a separate file, or is that the file you're making your ideations on, or are you doing them separately on their own file, and then or are you screen capping them and putting them into that other file?
Oh, I generally just have like 12 boxes, and then I'll put like
Okay.
different compositions and shit. Right now you're looking at a PNG, so I can do the presentation quicker.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
generally it's just, I turn on and off these things. I have my boxes on my desk ready to go, and I'm just kind of drawing through, trying out a bunch of shots and seeing what works. And then, after I fill up, I just literally close that clipping mask set and I create another clipping mask set. I just dupe and then keep designing.
Lovely.
Yeah.
I like it. For those dunes, did you what was your process for those dunes and stuff? You obviously got like some cool reference of dunes and stuff, right?
Paint. I've been there.
Or paint them. You been there to
Yeah.
Sahara?
Yeah. My family's from
Nice.
Egypt. So,
Wow.
yeah.
So you're like, I don't want to say an expert, but
Yes,
He's a-
all Egyptians are
Amir is a
experts
sand
in
expert.
politics. We're born with inherent knowledge of ancient Egypt. It's true.
yes.
Tell your friends.
Well, that'd be an advantage. That would be.
Yeah. Oh wait, I didn't. I didn't show these designs. Hold on. I did have some color ref early, but let me show another design because it's not just Egypt that gave me the inspiration here. It was also I had some dunes. See? Yeah. See?
Make it bigger. It's so
Perfect.
tiny on the screen.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is that that program? Nothing but ref. What's it
Pure
called?
ref. Yeah.
Pure ref. Yeah, that's a cool program. I love it.
Nothing but ref.
Nothing but. Do you have it, James?
No, I do not. I just keep doing things the old ways like a boomer.
It's a super awesome program. Lets you store all your reference onto a like this infinitely scaling space.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
Yeah, it's awesome. I did want to say a lot of the inspiration from this just came from one of my favorite movies. We did a redesign earlier, and you guys probably know me by now. One of my favorite movies is Tremors.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So, one of the original designs for the Nautilus was literally just robotic tremors.
A man of taste.
Yeah, I like that, dude. Like
Yeah.
that one that you just zoomed in on is a really nice design.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. In addition to Dunes, I was looking at a lot of Theo prints because right before the design, I found these, and it just blew my mind how fucking, like, how he thinks about shapes. Generally, as an artist, when you do this for as long as we have, you can look at a piece and you can be like, okay, I know what he did there, I know I thought about that, and I figured it out. With a lot of these, just
What artist is that?
Theo Prince.
Theo Prince?
Prins, Prins.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah, a lot of, like, just his shape ideas are so nice.
Oh, Amir, you got some feedback in the chat.
I have
In relevance,
feedback.
in relevance to the sand.
Yep.
He's Kanji Man says it's why Amir lives in Vegas. He's magnetically attracted to the largest nearby pyramid. You know, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, that's true. And this one even has a beacon on it. The Luxor. That's a big, beautiful beacon. Let me just,
Yeah,
for those of you who haven't seen the Luxor Hotel.
This is not a well-known fact about Amir, but when he told me once that when he was fighting, they called him the Pharaoh.
Yes.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Imhotep.
You-
Nice.
The immortal punch.
your house is right next door. Right next door to that.
I am the Sphinx, actually. They
Yeah, they call him the Sphinx,
That's-
because if you fight him, you end up fucking buried, like beneath him.
That's actually really cool. I didn't know they even had that.
Oh yeah, the big cyberpunk pyramid in Vegas.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's
like-
a work of art.
I think
It's
I've
really
stayed
cool.
in it. I think. I don't know. It was
Nice.
Vegas. I was kind of faded when I was a young lad. I don't remember it being like
Okay.
amazing though. But all right, let's move forward. Show us the juice.
Oh
It's
yeah,
cool pictures.
more juice. So I went into color, and I decided, well, this is me exploring color and exploring what I could do with the most promising shots.
What,
Hmm?
I was gonna say, can you make it a little bigger? Like you got that little window on the bottom for your timeline. Oh, there we go.
Is that okay?
That's better. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, so this is me just trying to figure out which shot is actually the most promising. And bottom left turned out to be the most promising illustration, but to show off my design, I ended up going with bottom right.
Hmm.
Yeah, just because it showed more of the ship, and I didn't want to choose the center designs for the illustration, just because the one on the right communicates the fact that it has the ability to like leap from dune to dune, even because it just goes that fast. And also the one on the right feels like it's surfing.
Yeah. Yeah, we had that talk pre-show of like I was having a similar issue with mine. I was like, dude, I want to do like some cool shots, but like I also need to show the design. So
Yeah.
it's kind of a difficult thing to showcase. But I mean, I suppose not in your like as long as you like if people could see your preliminary sketches and whatnot, people can see the design.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
It kind of depends what you're going for, really.
Yeah, like the use of it. Yeah.
Yeah, because Amir, I find it very interesting that Amir really approached it as this is something that's going to appear in like a movie or a video game, right? So you want the design to be visible enough so that in a brief you can go, here's how the design should look in game, but also here's all of the iteration that I did that can give you a good idea of how it would look in like a 3D environment. and I think it's such a I like thinking about it. I approached it as an illustration, so it's very interesting to watch someone approach it from a concept art standpoint, because like I approached it more as like a feeling, you know.
Yeah, well, I mean,
That's
he designed it, and then he
honestly
did.
so important, though, dude. Like, when you approach these things as a feeling, that's all
I
there
mean,
is.
yeah. I mean, yeah, but
Yeah.
but what's great about yours is that you can go to a studio to a brief. You can present this in an art brief, and everybody would know. Okay, I know how this looks. Like the 3D guys would go, okay, I know how to do this because this guy has a very clear idea of how this is going to look. You know,
Mhm.
which is what I find so interesting about your process. Like I can totally see this in something, you know, like I was gonna say the next Star Wars, but I don't think anybody wants that at this point.
Yeah, it fit in Star Wars. It fit. I mean, just about anything.
something
Sci-fi.
something better than Star Wars.
Dune.
That's impossible.
Yeah, Dunk.
Dunk.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, every time I see the logo, I just read Dunk. I don't read the. I'm sorry.
Can't wait to go
Because they
see.
dunking on Star Wars. They're just like, nah, I can do it better. Boom. Well, thanks, man. I really appreciate that call out, because that's kind of the aim of what I've been trying to work on lately, so that I can actually get into the industry. So
Yeah.
It's awesome that you noticed that. I really appreciate it.
Good, man. You did a bunch of work. These all look really nice, man. Like,
Thank you.
Very beautiful, dude.
Thanks. Now for the reveal.
give me the juice.
Ta-da! I tried to make it look kind of horrific. You can see the molten sand coming off of the design.
Yes.
Didn't have time to make it look too realistic, but it is what it is. The design's what matters.
What's causing the molten sand? Is it like vibration from the machinery that's like kind of like the digging part of it?
No, the nose and the horns, it's a heated blade that cuts through the dunes and makes sure that any rock or whatever just gets instantly melted,
Yeah.
so that it doesn't have any problems and it can keep going super fast.
Yeah.
And it leaves a trail of like molten sand that eventually turns into glass if it's.
I was just thinking about that. Like this thing probably creates glass out of the sand because of the intense the instant heat, and I imagine also the intense pressure of that thing just crashing against the sand.
Yeah.
Which would be interesting because that's one way you could track it. Just follow the trail of glass
Yeah, until it goes under.
until it goes under. Yeah.
Hmm.
And then you're lost.
I imagine anywhere that it breaches, you're gonna be, it's gonna make a mess. It's enormous. You're like, oh, I think it's been here. Yeah, there's a bunch of glass and shit, and there's sand everywhere. This is crazy. Can you zoom in a bit, Amir, so people can get the juice?
What do you want?
Just to see the design itself, like a little bit closer, because like on the screen, and it's like a window within a window.
Yeah.
Here. Is that good?
Closer.
Closer, please. Closer.
Let me see that. I want to see one of the horsemen.
Oh, you want to see?
Take me there.
You got some guys running away
Oh
from this
damn!
big
Yeah,
fucking thing.
those dudes are fucked.
Yeah.
They are so fucked.
Run!
Nah, they're all right.
This camel dude's all right. That's me. Y'all can get
Yeah,
fucked.
that camel dudes are the other two guys like just sliding in the sand.
Nah, they're running. This guy's on a horse and this guy's on like a World War II motorcycle.
Yeah, no, the motorcycle guy he's gone.
Oh, but he could drive real fast because he's on a motorcycle.
Or Horse dude might be okay.
But he doesn't have paddles. He doesn't have paddles on his rear tire, so he's just gonna. He's dead. He's dead.
He's
That guy's
dead.
dead.
Horse,
He looks like
Horse dude.
He looks like he's about to flip over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
Horse
right.
dude and Camel
Follow.
dude have the right idea because they're swerving to the sides. But I don't know if I don't know if bike guy can do that on time. I think he's fucked.
Oh man, but never judge a driver by his equipment. It's all about skill.
Well, yeah. I guess maybe that's Ryan Gosling and he's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
So take us like a little bit of pan through shot with the final, so we can kind of check it out. I see the bridge.
Okay.
The bridge is up top, right? In its head, in the head of it.
Bridge.
Like meaning like where they.
Yeah, or the pilots.
With the
They
pilots.
drive it.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're in the head. That's the safest spot. It's the most armored.
Okay.
Yeah. And I was also thinking like it could also be a war vehicle going underneath buildings and destroying them with the horns and undermining its foundations. So that could also be an idea. And then it could also be used as a transportation vehicle for armies. It swings around the back end and then allows like hellish underworld armies to have better positioning.
Well, if it's available to just blow through sand and whatnot, like you're like at that at like a rapid pace, like anything that's gonna hit is pretty much gonna be obliterated.
Yeah, it's a checkmate for sure. You know what? It's kind of reminiscent of the of what Arthur was talking about with the nose of the Nautilus. This is just the land version because the nose of the Nautilus can pierce ships.
Yeah.
So this one fucking destroys everything, though.
Well, it turned out sick, man. I
Thank
see all the
you.
love that you put into it. You always put a lot of story. Like you consider that while you're working on it, and you have a unique vision with your stories as well. Like you it seems like you really get into whatever world that you're creating your concept for, which is really cool.
Oh, thanks, man. I try my best. I did want to say one last thing.
Sure.
Little design thing. These wings on the back, the heated blades, they prevent the Nautilus from snapping in half when it's trying to turn.
Elaborate.
So if you're trying to turn in the sand, it's different than turning in water because you have a lot of sand in the way, and water just moves out of the way when you turn in a boat. But if you're underground, you would have to either do like, I don't know, you just would be moving in a straight line until you surface and then die. Yeah.
So do they vibrate or what are they doing?
They're just really hot. They melt the sand around it so that, and like everything in the immediate area of this blade just gets like vaporized, just fucking melt. So it can actually maneuver and turn without the back end breaking, and without these y-axis controls breaking as well.
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
The question that we always ask, what was your biggest hurdle?
Actually, in this one, my biggest hurdle was funny because this is something that I'm good at. It was perspective. I ended up changing the shape on the fly and not actually doing a proper perspective construction early on, like I always do, and that ended up biting me in the ass because I was just like really confident in drawing this because I did a lot of work. And then when it came to drawing the final scene, what I should have done was, construct the whole thing like I normally do. But I didn't. I just painted on top and then ended up changing perspective on the fly and ended up kind of resulting in
some mild
long
perspective issues. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's nothing glaring happening though, just so you know.
Oh.
Yeah,
Thanks.
we don't notice that. You notice it, but we do.
Yeah, I don't think they saw it either.
What? Maybe with the only thing I could see that's possible, which even could be tilted anyways, like the sand, like the treads, like they might be a tiny bit off, maybe. But even those, like the functionality of them, they wouldn't sit in a rigid position anyway. They would tilt and go back and forth to like accommodate the sand that's like going through them. I think anyway.
Yeah.
What's your favorite part about what you did? What are you the most proud of?
I like that I was able to make it look horrific, and I didn't. I was surprised at the end when I added all the molten sand. It kind of ended up looking like a Balrog, and I was just really pleased with that because through the whole process I was just thinking, it's not scary. It's just an Anubis fucking digger.
Well, it's hard, man. I think we have all probably struggled with the scare factor of making the Nautilus scary. It's like a machine. Like people are the things that make it scary. Like, right?
Yeah.
Like, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, totally. So I was really glad that I was able to give it that terrifying flavor.
Beats Factor has some feedback. He says, "I think the hard contrast of the dune sand in sketch would have been cool to see in final." Oh, you're saying like the dunes had a little bit more contrast. Oh, I gotcha.
Yeah. No, I feel you. I think these contrasting ones.
Yeah, harder shadows. Yeah, I can see what he's talking about.
Yeah, this created such a nice shape. That's why I had a lot of trouble letting it go. And also this one had really nice shapes. I ended up going with that smooth look just because I like that a lot. I like that these lost edges. But
well, Beats
very
Factory.
good to point out too.
Beats Factory hates it. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh man,
I'm just kidding.
Dennis, I'll kill you. No, thank you, Dennis. Thanks for the great. You're right. The contrast is they're definitely really good shapes to use. You're right on the money, bro.
Yeah, I
I'm
mean,
glad to see. By the way, holy shit.
they're all good, man. They're all good. But great work, man.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Very good.
Good stuff.
All right, Crom,
Very good.
you ready to rock, brother?
Yeah, sure.
All right.
I'm gonna share screen. Select window. Wait, can I?
Yes, you can.
Try it again. Share screen.
Maybe you can. Amir, music, please.
Oh, yeah. Let's do it.
See if I can.
We are having lots of technical problems today.
Yeah.
Randy, would you like to go next? Well,
This is an
Crom.
no. This is no. Yeah, I think this is it. I want to see if I can share a window, but it's not picking out Photoshop. So
all right. He's live. He's live. All right, cool.
can you see it?
I can.
All right. So this is my version of the Nautilus. It's essentially it's not the Nautilus itself so much as I feel it's the ghost of the Nautilus.
That looks so fucking cool.
And again, this is kind of what I was saying that I just went for a general feeling. I thought about this whole week, and then when I had a solid enough idea in my head, I just sat down and did it. But I like the idea that the Nautilus itself looks more like some kind of in the book. I think it's reference that it's first confused with a giant sea creature. So I kind of wanted to play with that a little bit, with the fact that it has like mechanical legs, and it also has tentacles in the back that it would use to orient itself for a variety of purposes. Like it could use, it was able to use them to stabilize itself in case it hit a strong current or something. The legs were obviously used to like both to traverse the ground when it actually like came on shore. It could also use them to traverse the bottom of the ocean. And I kept its horn, the one that it used to pierce ship, but I gave it like I wanted to put it at like an upwards angle, so it didn't actually have to. It doesn't have to hit them directly, so it doesn't really have to come out of the water. It can actually hit them from below. And yeah, it's mostly. I have a couple of conceptual ideas about it. I really wanted to go for like something vague, in the sense that like you don't quite know what it is on first sight, because it has the tentacles and it has the legs, and it kind of looks like a weird mix of an insect and a squid. And I just like machines that look like animals. That's just a thing that I like. It's a thing that I will naturally gravitate towards. Machines that look somewhat organic. Like I actually don't think that. Like when we actually are able to make like mecha or robots and stuff like that looks like in the movies. Like I don't think we're gonna do humanoid looking robots unless they're like robots that are made to appeal to humans. Like I think that it's probably going to be something more like we're probably going to be copying more like the insects, because they're really, really efficient. And that's kind of what I wanted to do with this piece, like just something that obviously somewhat translucent because it's a ghost. And it may or may not be responsible for the wreckage here, because I was thinking, since the original Nautilus was buried beneath a deep sea volcano, and this thing is obviously haunting. Like my idea is that this thing haunts around undersea volcanoes, not one specifically, but it kind of stretches its presence towards many of these places, and it just lures ships to their doom.
What was it before it was a ghost?
It was a Nautilus, like it was the ship itself. Like it's pretty much like after it gets buried at the end of 20,000 leagues under the sea, it comes back as a ghost. I originally had the idea that it was going to be possessed by the spirit of Captain Nemo, but I found the idea more interesting. I'm a big fan of Shirley Jackson's The Haunting of Hill House, the book, not the show. And I'm also a big fan of The Shining, the Kubrick film. And The Shining, Kubrick was much more honest than King, in that I think he knew that The Shining was essentially kind of a ripoff of The Haunting of Hill House. So Kubrick took that idea and made it his own. But the two ideas are still very similar in that it's not an individual place being haunted by a spirit. Rather, the place itself is the haunting. So I thought it would be a much more interesting idea that the Nautilus itself became kind of a presence because of all of the knowledge and all of the music, all of the like emotions that were all of the great minds and the great intellects and emotions that led it to its end. Just kind of like took on a all of those echoes took on a kind of like a very rudimentary will or personality of its own. And now this ship is looking for it's looking for pilots, it's looking for a crew, you know.
That's cool. And that's why it's sinking ships. That's fucking dope.
And yeah, like this thing just like sinks ships, gets to the submarines, and it just takes your soul, like the Overlook would take Jack Torrance's soul, you know, and just claim it for itself, you know.
Could you would you mind zooming in and giving us a shot from down to up, like scrolling up it a bit so we can all check it out? 'Cause it's kind of small on the screen that everybody's viewing.
Yeah.
And it's kind of to this. There we go. Centered is ideal.
Yeah. Just
That reminds me of an anime. There's an anime like that where the ship is like the crew is, they all died, but they're not dead. They're like maybe like they all went, like there was like this black matter space engine, and the space engine made them
it's
all immortal.
Yeah.
What's that show?
It's called Magnetic Rose, I think. What you're referencing. It's an OVA by Satoshi Kon, who like it was kind of like a ship engine that would show. Yeah, I think I remember which one.
What I really like about your design is that it looks very close to what an actual Nautilus looks like. I could see some of the shapes in there.
Yeah, there's the original Nautilus was like it looked like a swordfish.
I mean like the animal.
Yeah.
It was called Space Pirate Captain Harlock.
Oh yeah, okay.
That was a good one.
Yeah, that's the one with the ship that's got the special black.
So is that
dark energy?
Like I see the windows on the rear of it. I'm a little confused on the form of it. Is it just like a twisted part like of the ship that's kind of reformed itself?
Kind of like in my mind, like in my mind, this was originally a much more orderly type of structure, you know. But when it died and it got crushed when it got crushed by the volcano, by the lava, you know, and it got kind of like compressed, some of its parts became deformed. That's kind of like
interesting. Okay.
Like the windows are a little bit warped. And the idea that I have behind that is that like this ship, if you were to actually be in it, it's in constant flux. Because this kind of goes into some of the ideas that I have, but like I'm a very open-minded person, and I've happened to have very strange acquaintances and friends, and I've also have had my own fair share of experiences that I don't understand. But one of the ideas that kind of informs a lot of my work, particularly with comics, is that if there is such a thing as if dead is not oblivion, then I think that at least death probably has to be timeless. In that, like I believe that if there is something after death, then it must be. I think that it must be like existing outside of time. I have a feeling that maybe you don't experience things linearly the way you do right now. Yeah. So in my idea of this ship is that it has so much of the past and the present and the future in it with the books that it has and all of the relics that it used to have, and the musical instruments and all that. The ship basically, if you were to be in that ship, the windows are never in the same place. It's constantly shifting. At some point, you might run into like a dinosaur, or if you were to open any of the books, something would come out of it that is how from. It doesn't have to be from this particular time. It can be from outside. It can be from like the past, the distant past, or the distant future. Because that's another thing that I like about The Haunting of Hill House and The Shining is that they have that same concept. Because when the Overlook absorbs Jack Nicholson's soul, not only does it give it a place in the hotel, it gives him a place in time. When he appears in that picture of that ball from God knows how long ago, So in that regard, I kind of wanted to somehow transmit a little bit of that quality into this image without actually being explicit about it, with how the windows are shifting and how like the part of the ship on top, it looks like it's kind of like melding together with something else.
Yeah, it's like a labyrinth.
Yeah, it's like a labyrinth, and this thing is massive. Again, going with the idea that it's some kind of like massive biome.
Beats Factory says that timelessness comes through in the design. So he's seeing it, or she, he.
Yeah,
it's Dennis.
Thank you.
He,
Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate it.
So Kron, what was your biggest hurdle leading in?
My biggest hurdle was restraint.
Too many ideas for this project. It really sounds like you could have and probably should do a little write up on it. I don't know if you write or not, but some kind of explicit
I do my own
description.
comics, so yeah.
Well, there you go. You do write. You do write then. So yeah, seems like you really got into this particular design. So it's like I think like everybody would like to know more or you could expand on it. Like just I don't know. You write your comics. Sounds like you've almost created a whole new world around this right here.
Generally, when I like an idea, I do a write up about it, and then I just keep it in my. I just put it in my in my little vault, and sometimes like the way I do comics is kind of weird because I just have disconnected ideas. Like, oh, wouldn't it be cool if this or that? And then after I'm working on another comic, and I finish that one, and I sit for a while and just thinking about things, and suddenly a story comes together from different ideas that I have, So like right now I have this idea of a ghost submarine, and at some point I'm probably gonna have a protagonist that I don't know, a character that I don't know where to put, and I'm gonna have maybe a scene or two that I don't know where to put, and suddenly everything just merges into a story. So hopefully we'll see more of this big fella at some point.
Awesome, man. Awesome.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Can't
man.
wait.
Really, really cool.
Well,
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, man.
And
You put a lot of
as
mental
always-
energy into the story. Bitchin' work, dude.
And as always, your composition is killer, dude.
Thank you. Yeah, I had a very solid idea with this one. Like, the only thing that I added after the fact was the ship, because I felt it was a little bit too empty. And I also wanted the suggestion that this thing eats up other ships. So I added the ship at the last minute. But I'm kind of glad that I did, because I feel like it really. I feel like the ship is like the carpet in the dude's apartment. It just ties the room together.
Well,
It does. No, like that triangle you have there.
Yeah,
You go
like
it's awesome.
yeah, and
well, it adds to the story of the image. Without the ship, you wouldn't get a lot of any of that. Like you're like,
Yeah.
okay, it's floating under the sea. Like
Yeah.
Like I think the ship isn't necessary.
Yeah.
But great work, brother.
Thanks.
Killer.
Blood.
Beautiful.
So now we go to Randy.
I think so. Yeah, we're gonna go to Randy.
Uh-huh.
Randy, ready to rock?
Give me 1 second. I'm putting it up here on my. I'm putting a JPEG up. Oh, I have some steps too. I want to have them all together.
You do you, babe.
Just one. What?
I say you do you, babe. You do you.
Okay.
Bye-bye. Damn, there's so many good ideas. It's awesome having you on the show with me, Crom, because we just we can go on for days about.
Yeah, you and Amir
story.
really went down a rabbit hole for sure. Like with a bunch of ideas.
Okay, so let me get this screen share going.
Have you guys considered trying to work on a project together? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we want to. We're still thinking about making a game. Remember, Crom?
Yeah, we're me and some friends, including Amir, we've been thinking about maybe putting together a shooter. Well, I want it to be a shooter. I don't know what everybody else seemed to agree. Yeah, I'd be happy to work on a game, but as long as it's with friends, like as long as it's something independent, I would be very.
Oh, Randy's ready.
Yep.
It'd be fucking dope.
I'm starting off with the sketch,
All right.
the drawing.
All right. Tell us about what's going on here.
Okay, so for the Nautilus, I wanted to go with something that was combined the submarine with the squid, and also it would be like ancient alien technology, or biological ancient alien technology from maybe maybe it's a spaceship, from Neptune or something, like underneath the oceans, or Saturn's moon, or from another solar system or galaxy. But it's a totally different kind of race that views technology different than we do, because it's evolved. Now let me show you what it would look like. Okay, so this is the sketch, the drawing I did.
It's like Mind Flayer technology,
Yeah.
Kind of. Yeah. And so then to get into here, I did a base, a quick paint over that, and then added more, and this was the final here.
Hey, nice.
So people above, in the world here at this time, having sailboats and stuff, they would just see like a creature, like maybe like a whale. It just looks like a whale right here coming out. But then there'll be a bottom area that looks like a squid, and then there's the ancient aliens would be inside of this thing, and be totally they live in the water. They don't live in the open air. So
I was gonna say, so he's just running around bopping everyone with his booty.
No, they destroy boats too. They abduct and obviously experiment on humans and learn about them, whatnot.
So it's a USO. That's cool.
Yeah. So yeah, this thing is biological technology. This ship eats. It has to have substance, so that it eats pirate crews, ships, and people in them, and that's what maybe people would consider to be the Kraken of that age.
Oh,
got
but
some-
the Kraken was really a fucking alien ship. That's dope.
Hmm.
You got some
Yeah.
feedback in the chat.
And so,
Ed says, if I were to participate, I would totally do something like this. Rudy says, nice job, Randy. Beats Factory says, the tentacles
Thanks.
pull ship down to its mouth. Yeah, totally.
hmm yeah. So this is like some kind of biological technology that we would never really like understand from, and the people what?
And I was just gonna say that I imagine that it eats both the crew and the ships because it needs both materials. Like it
Yeah.
needs organic matter, but it also needs steel, I guess.
Like minerals and stuff to like
Yeah.
keep on building
Oh,
its structure. Yeah, that makes sense.
Well, look how big this thing is. Imagine the calorie intake it needs
Yeah.
to do what it does.
Yeah.
Things like the size of I don't know how many blue whales. But yeah, and it could be like, and I guess you could say it is kind of inspired a little bit by the tentacle people, because they this would, instead of traveling by going by speed, it travels by maybe warp technology,
Yeah.
where it opens up a portal, in
Yeah.
dimensions,
It
and
might,
that's how it
might-
travels from.
Do you think it might maybe even keep some of the crew alive so it can like slowly siphon their energy or something? Like,
Sure, definitely.
What do the beings
Yeah,
look like that
it
live
can
within
learn.
it?
It'd probably be like a dream stealer too. It could probably
Yeah.
keep them in a in a stasis where they're unconscious and they're dreaming, and they can learn from their dreams and steal them.
Nice.
And maybe because they're from a totally different kind of way of living, they have no concept of English and no concept of any language that we have. Maybe they have to learn that way. Maybe they could only see like the pictures and images inside of the person's head, inside of their dreams, to learn from them, right?
Mm.
yeah.
Yeah, no, that's
yeah,
cool.
that's a cool idea, man. That's a cool concept.
Yeah,
Thanks.
and I love how you pulled off the bioluminescence. That's really resourceful of you. Mm.
Thanks.
Did you give any?
Yeah, and I mean, I also
What? Did you give any thought to what the beings inside look like? And do they
not
come
really.
out?
I
Or
would
they-
yes.
Okay.
They do come out, but they completely live in the oceans. And you know what? The people would probably be considered mermaids by sailors. So that's what they would be.
So they wouldn't actually come out to like land or the surface. They would.
No,
Okay.
like I said, they come from like a sea world or something. Under the
They come
under the
from
ice.
SeaWorld?
No, they come from like they live their whole existence is from under the sea, maybe underneath ice, underneath the Saturn's moon, or
Right.
what are the Saturn or Jupiter's moon?
Right.
And they that's what they say about those kind of the possibility of life on those planets is probably 100% that there's at least microbial life in a water-based planet. It's got a lot of water. But this idea is that maybe these guys, because the one thing that's interesting about those kind of planets is that they have a sheet of thick ice all around the planet, and they have vast oceans underneath the ice, which means there could be a whole world of civilization we don't have no idea about. And those people maybe have a literal glass ceiling above them. Their sky is a layer of ice.
Yeah.
That's fucking cool. It's cool to think about.
Imagine what your eyes would look like if you never see the sun. Like you never can see beyond the ice.
You might not even need eyes. You might have something else.
Maybe not.
Like
Maybe not. Maybe.
I mean, whatever grows in that environment, I imagine will be like drastically, if not completely different from what we are like. You know, like
Yeah.
it would be an interesting thought.
Randy, can you
Well,
zoom?
you see,
Can you zoom in a bit
what?
so we can check things
Yeah.
out a little bit?
Yeah.
Give a
Yeah.
pan down to pan up would be cool.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
So we got the top here. This is like wanted to look kind of like a whale. Like, you know, people would say, "Oh, it's a like they think it's a kraken or that's a whale." They think it's a kraken. They think it's a whale. They think it's this or that. And it's because it looks like a whale sometimes, and it looks like a squid sometimes. They think that it's either one, or they get it mixed up, or it's a myth of each, or maybe this thing is all of those serpents and all that stuff that they think all in one. They just seen them in different times and different position. So you can see like right here, I wanted to add like this looks like a giant like backbone. You can see that's in this thing right there. This right there. This looks like it's a backbone, and then the more like squiddy arms type stuff coming off, and then the luminescent lights coming out because this is where the aliens live inside of this other. So it's like you have aliens living inside of another organism, or
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of like the headpiece kind of reminds me of the Cloverfield monster.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah.
You got some feedback in the chat. It says would be great to have the ship closer so it gives a more dramatic view. Maybe even hitting it, like if it was like, I could see that. Beats Factory has a cool idea. He's a microbe on the planet 1,000 times bigger than ours. That's crazy.
Oh, fuck.
That sounds.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
He just fell off in a visit long ago, and now he exists here, but he's a giant here. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Dope.
Yeah, it's just they just live so different that the only thing they have in common with us is that they're kind of humanoid-ish, because they're like, we can recognize them as like being like a mermaid, but then at the same time, that's like the most common thing is that, and everything else is that they live in water, they're used to subterranean depths, not seeing any light, Matter of fact, I bet this ship shields them from having to deal with the sun. Maybe they don't even, this vessel could protect them from it.
Like The Abyss. Have you seen that movie?
Yeah, The Abyss. Like, these guys love The Abyss. Like, that's where they're comfortable.
So
I think there's.
Oh, go on, Amir.
I think there's a lot of juice on that bottom section. I really like how the at the very bottom you have a foreground element that pushes in. It's a nice composition.
Oh, you mean the tentacle that comes from over here to like that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Good stuff, man.
Yeah, I wanted it to. But see, the thing is, when I was first drawing this, it kind of had. Let me show you, like, when I was drawing on it. I was drawing here, and I was like, oh, this angle looks so just kind of flat, and I was unhappy with how that flat it was, because it was just going in this direction, just going like that. And so I wanted to add more dimension to it, so I really wanted to push that these tentacles are going in and out, like, going around and stuff, so it would give like the overlapping of space and all that.
Yeah, and then you added the ship and the whole deal, and you really pushed space. It's good.
Yeah, the dark and the trying to push the value differences between the tentacles so that it would look like it was stuff it was pushing stuff forward and pushing stuff backwards and putting stuff in the middle.
Nice.
So Randy, what was your biggest hurdle with your piece? Time, because I've been I've been working on this other projects, other big huge project I'm working on right now, and this I had to do this like, I think I did this in like 3 hours,
I don't know, the sketch and everything. I had to.
From sketch to paint, 3 hours? That's pretty fast, bro.
Yeah, I started this drawing in about an hour, and just kind of needed to get it done really quickly. And I just had a really good I had an idea that I thought was really cool, and I went with it, you know. And like you were saying, Crom was saying, you know, he had a feeling, and I had a feeling, and I went with the feeling. I just went with it.
Yeah, this looks very much like you had a very solid idea of what you wanted to do, because it's a very well designed creature. Creature slash ship. You know, very very
Thank
good
you.
stuff.
So
Yeah.
what's your favorite thing about what you did?
I like the face. And I like what Amir was talking about, being able to push what I did with how I was able to take kind of like a flat, almost side 3/4 angle of this creature and then make it look more like 3D by using the tentacles. And I just like the design of the face. Like the face just looks cool to me. It just looks cool. And then the third thing I would say, or fourth thing, would be that I feel like I really am happy that it turned out to look like it has somewhat of a story going on with it. Like kind of like, oh, it looks like a whale, and these guys see it from the ship, and it's like, oh, this is like 300 years ago, and so it's like ancient alien techno. I don't know, it just kind of pulled it. I kind of pulled it off somehow, and it worked.
Yeah, man.
And I'm happy that I pulled it off with that time that I had, and I was able to just go with it. That's what I'm happy about. So
Yeah, time constraints that force decisions they're good for the soul, I think. But
they are.
great work, man.
Yeah, I didn't noodle on this thing at all. It was pretty just did the drawing, and then went straight into the painting, and there was.
Imagine if you did one every day.
Yeah.
Imagine.
Yeah.
And honestly, like I said last time we were on 2 weeks ago, you're improving by leaps and bounds, my friend.
Thanks,
Leaps.
Yeah.
I'm trying. I'm trying. I really like being on this program with you guys. It really helps a lot. Like I can see what you guys are doing, and it really pushes me to want to do better.
Right?
That's great.
Wait,
Yeah,
well,
it's
working.
literally
You're getting
it's
better.
go time to show.
No. No. Let's see what James got.
You want to?
Oh shit.
I got something. You want to see my
Enough
thing?
about me.
All right. Let's see. I haven't used this platform.
Good shit, Randy.
Thank you very much. I'm going to stop screen sharing.
All right. So here's
see it.
mine. I did 3 actually. So I wanted to be recognizable as the Nautilus.
Yeah.
So like when some people would see it, but I wanted to change elements of it to actually make it seem more like a Nautilus. So this was my initial it's like grabbing onto this boat up here and dragging it down into the sea, like with its tentacles. And then like I'm not sure if it's apparent, but I did like a kind of skull design on the back part, like on the
cool.
it's like on the undercarriage, and it like opens up and it can close as well. It's like wreaking havoc on this ship right here.
That's so Warhammer.
Is it?
Wow. That's so cool.
And then here's like a close-up shot of like it. Here, let's.
Wow. What the fuck? These compositions, like, minus just the very last one, these compositions are fucking, like, insane.
Really, I never really. Thanks, man. Like I was like when I was doing it, I was like, man, I don't know, but.
I'm really feeling it, man. Like the way you're using the surface of the water.
Oh, thanks.
It's really cool.
Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, I tried to change that up in each one. Like this one is kind of Randy had a similar comp with the ship above, and then the thing below, and then kind of like you're looking at a side view of a glass of water.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Well, it's
no,
helpful for showing that.
What's that?
It's very helpful for showing the above and below that kind of view.
Oh yeah, like I really like. I wasn't planning on doing 3 of them, but like I wanted to, like, because you can't see the whole design really, you know, or understand it. So
Yeah.
like here, can you see the skull thing on it? Not really, right?
not really.
See a little bit here. Got little flashlights, or not flashlights, but you know, beams so I can like look around underwater.
Yeah, but the way you're using the surface of the water in that first shot and in the third shot, it's
Yeah.
just fucking dope, man.
Yeah, that one is pretty cool. I like that one so much.
Thanks, guys.
Right?
Very,
Oh,
very dynamic view.
yeah, thank you.
Beautiful. It's very dynamic.
Beats Factory says second is his favorite. Yeah, having the skull on there is pretty. Like being able to see that part of the design. Like I don't know how to design. I mean, I don't think I've ever designed anything mechanical in my life. But I just kind of took some cues from the original design because I wanted it to be kind of recognizable. Like it had, what is the Nautilus? It's a specific color, which is, it has like a I don't know what's the color of it. It has like it's like a copper color kind of, right? And it has these ridges, has a base kind of like shape to it, but I kind of cut it in half, and you know, to add some tentacles, and like the challenge for redesigning something that's not that's not a creature or a being or whatever is trying to make it horrific is kind of difficult. I don't even know if it's possible, really. Like,
I think you pulled it off.
did I?
Hell yeah. I think we all did, honestly. We all came up with fucking sick-ass horrific designs, and I'm pretty sure it was hard for all of us, because
Yeah.
how the fuck do you do that? You know, it's an inanimate object.
Yeah.
Well, we added a lot of us added stuff to it that made it more monstrous, like the tentacles and stuff.
Feedback in the chat. Beast Factory says second is my favorite. Ultraviolet says, yeah, the use of light and color is wonderful. Alicia says, love it. Ultraviolet says, it turns the Nautilus into a ship itself with a skull headlight style. Or what do you mean? Anybody know what he means? Or she?
It turns the Nautilus into a ship itself. Yes!
Well, it is
It's beautiful.
It is a ship, like essentially. It's like a submarine.
I think he's meaning like the way the bottom bows out and then comes up forward, like the front shape. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, instead of like a tube submarine, it has that you know, that part where you'd put a fucking statue of a woman in front. You know what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah. I know you're.
Yeah.
The
Where
bow.
Leonardo DiCaprio holds up the chick.
That's the bow, right? It's the bow.
Ship language. It's the poop deck.
The poop deck, right in the poop deck.
It's the caboose.
I love how it looks like a skull with like things coming out of its mouth, like it's you know.
Well, thank you very much.
Beautiful.
Alicia says, seeing it coming out of the depths of the ocean would be so scary with the glowing lights. Oof. Yeah, the Nautilus.
Yeah, nighttime.
Yeah, I saw some actual like resurfacing. I think it was one of the newer 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea like videos, or it was a GIF rather. It was like the Nautilus resurfacing, and it looked pretty scary. It has like a light emerging and like water shooting up around it. It's pretty cool. Ultraviolence says she. Hi.
It's a she.
It's a she. He's a she, not a it. It. What's more? What do we do? She. It really draws this cool parallel. Oh, thank you. But yeah, that's my Nautilus. That's it. That's all the things.
So, what was your biggest hurdle approaching this design, James?
Well, thank you, Amir.
You're welcome.
My biggest hurdle, I would say, is I haven't designed any kind of machine before, so that was my hurdle. Like, I knew I wanted to stick kind of close to not utterly close, but I really wanted to give the flavor of the the original design. But also, I mean, did I succeed? There's not much to it. No, Hazel.
I think you accomplished that. It definitely does. Out of all of our designs, this one feels most like the original ship.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. After having done your first vehicle, is there anything you would have done differently?
I'd probably explore some functionality a little bit more. Of like how various like maybe do a little bit of research on how submarines work a little bit more. I kind of sci-fi'd it up like these little like kind of this on the side would be projecting the water like through it for propulsion, and then the tentacles would allow it to just move itself around, much like any type of what do they call it? Is it cephalopod? What is it?
It's a cephalopod, yeah, I think so.
Any type of cephalopod, like grabbing onto things, rearranging itself in its space, that kind of thing. So.
That's awesome. What about the work that you did? Did you like the most?
Well, I did these all three of these in a day, so that's probably my favorite part, because I just just kind of whipped out a bunch of comps and painted them up and went fairly quick, I suppose.
Nice. Nice. Favorite part about the work? Hardly working, baby.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. That's where I want to be. That's the spot I want to be in.
That's what's up, James. Great work.
No, thanks, man.
Beautiful work, dude.
But that's it. That's a wrap. Next show we are doing Mr. Mime. So that should be a fun one.
Mr. What?
Mr. Mime. He's a Pokemon. He looks like a...
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You know, they already did a horrific redesign of him in the movie, the recent movie with Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, he looked like a fleshy, like yeah. I mean, he's already kind of horrific. That's kind of I think that's the running gag of that character. He's kind of scary looking.
Yeah,
like
mimes are generally unsettling.
Yeah, clowns and fleshy things kind of, put the two together, you got something scary.
Yeah, it's not just the fact that they're clowns. It's also the fact that they're French. Fucking terrifying.
Jesus. But the next show, is on the 21st. You guys, thanks for watching. Appreciate you guys taking time out of your day to come check out what we do. And if you liked what you saw, please like, subscribe. We need the support. We'd like to grow the channel, and you doing that would help us greatly. Again, joining us were Amir Alam.
Yo!
Crom, strong on his mountain. Randy Tironi.
Hey.
And I'm J.R. Coffin. Thanks for watching. If you want to check out any of the artists that you saw on the show today, please check out the links below, and you'll find some of their other work. Thanks again. Have a good one, guys.
Later. Have a good one.
Later.
As always, thanks for tuning in to Monstieur Mix.